What's quack-a-lacking, everybody? Second time doing this. Already did it once, but I realized that I had the wrong video settings, wrong screen size, so I have to redo it now, but that's okay because this is a cooler spot anyway. This week, I'm coming from the Pipestone National Monument just outside the town of Pipestone, Minnesota. I've got my notes ready to go. This is not a script. This is bullet point notes. I've got 2 pages front and back plus another page on top of that. So I got a lot of notes to carry me through, but that's what's going to keep me on track. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated along the way. But yeah, this week is Pipestone National Monument. I'm going to show around the beauty of this place and talk about the history of it, the struggles that it's gone through, and what makes it so special and sacred. So I hope it's going to be a good video. Before I even got the car parked, I saw a deer walking around in a field, and it would have been perfect so far had I not messed up my video settings. So that's the first challenge. I'm not really going to push myself today. I'm not going to try to overcome any of my obstacles. I'm just going to tell the story of this place. It's a special place, and its story deserves to be told. So here we go. Pipestone National Monument. Let's go. Okay, so I had my first challenge. I had to redo my whole intro. I had filmed it and I was happy with it, and then when I got on to filming the next scene, I noticed that my videos would just stop recording instantly, and I noticed that it's because I had the recording set on the wrong resolution. My camera couldn't handle it, and so I'm glad that I noticed it then instead of after I had gone through the whole day filming, right? So I had to redo my video, and it worked out because the location where I ended up doing it at, I think, was a better location anyway, because the stone quarries here are really a central part of the story. So I ended up with some quarry behind me in the background, whereas my first take, I just had like wide open field behind me, and it was beautiful, but I don't think that it was reflective to the topic of the day. So I got that behind me. I'm moving on down a trail going to the South Quarry. I think the next thing I need to do, I've told a little bit about the size of the place. I don't think I articulated it the way it was coming out in my mind. It's so clear in my mind, but then when I say it on camera, I just stumble all over the place, right? So that's just how it goes. But at least I got it done. So my next thing is I need to introduce how this place was popularized in Western culture via a poem written by Henry Wordsworth Longfellow that sparked curiosity and imagination in this area and made it very well known. But he also got some things historically wrong. And so I think after telling about that, telling about the things that he got wrong is what's going to lead me into telling about what makes this place so special. So that's the plan anyway. I'm going to give a quick walk down this trail. I'm going to try to get all of that out, and I'll check back in with you afterwards and let you know how it went. So look at these clouds behind me, absolutely beautiful. And the good thing about that is having all this cloud cover, it acts as like a natural light diffuser. So all the sunlight is diffused, and I don't have to worry about getting backlit like I have in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna move on, get this video underway, and I'll check back with you in a bit. Okay, so I've done the part about Henry Wordsworth Longfellow, the Song of Hiawatha. I told the things that I know he got wrong, which is he got the wrong tribe for Hiawatha. He got the meaning of Minnehaha wrong. And so then I said, so what about the part about the Great Spirit bringing all the tribes to this area? So I used that, and then I mentioned how at some point something did cause tribes from across North America to come to this area. And I mentioned that the specific form of pipestone found in this area is a red catlinite that in the entire world only exists in this spot. So I feel like I'm not bringing in the full context, but I'm at least getting the basics out, so I'm happy with that. But after I did all that, I kind of drew a blank as to where I'm going next, and I do have notes, and I have like a flow laid out for what I wanted to cover next, but I'm just drawing a blank, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to review my notes. I don't know. I'm pretty much to the end of this little section of trail here anyway, so I'm going to walk back and do the other trail. So I got a minute to reflect and figure out where I'm going with this next. But so far I've got I've got how big the place is, where we're at, how big it is, Longfellow's poem, what he got wrong. People come here for 3,000 years. The stone only exists here. So I've got to transition that now into the story of the sacred pipe. And that's difficult because every tribe has its own story, right? And I don't know all of these stories for a fact, but I do know the story as told by the Lakota. And that's a good one because that is the story of the white buffalo calf woman. So I think everyone has at least heard that the white buffalo calf is something of spiritual significance. So it's something that I think anybody can identify with, at least that part of it. So maybe that's what I'll do next. I'll tell the story of the Lakota and the white buffalo calf woman. And that definitely transitions into the sacred pipe. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll tell that story next. That transitions into the sacred pipe. So then that will give me the doorway to talk about the spiritual significance of the pipe, because as Westerners, we just think of it as a peace pipe, and that is an extreme understatement and really does not express its value anywhere clearly enough. It's much more than that. So yeah, that's the plan. Next step, let's just get through it. White buffalo calf woman. Let's do it. Let's go. That's next. Okay, just give you a quick little, we are out in the prairie. We are out in the prairie on this one for sure, but we are headed more into the quarry, and I've got to find my way to Winnewissa Falls because it's very important to tell about that. And also there's a thing called the Oracle that I want to see, who's regarded as sort of the guardian of this area. So I want to see all of that. Want to show all of that, want to tell about all of that. So I'm getting to it. So I just finished telling the story of the Lakota, and as I always do, I don't feel like it came out as fluidly from my mouth as what it was floating around up here. So, but I did what I could do. I've told the story. That's all I can do. I can't dwell on it all day. I've got to move on. So the next thing is I have to figure out how to transition that story into the next thing without this just sounding like a bunch of jumbled gobbledygook, right? So I think the next thing is in the Lakota story, the white buffalo, do not disturb, rookie mistake, potential spam. Let's turn on the do not disturb right now. I did that in my very first video and apparently no lessons were learned. But she brings them the gifts of the 7 sacred rites and the sacred pipe, and I talked a little bit about the pipe. So I think the next logical path to connect these dots is to just go into a little bit of detail about the significance of the sacred pipe, because as people of European descent, we think of it as a peace pipe. And as I said, that's not an adequate description of the value of this, both culturally and spiritually. It's almost a disservice. It's almost like a disgrace to think of it that way. So next step is I need to tell all about that. And then I think from there, thinking forward to the next step beyond, I got to always go to not only the next step, but the one beyond so that I can keep this straight. I think beyond that, I will go into the active practices that still go on today at this location, because this is an active sacred site. So that at some point I'm going to encounter the falls, and I got to tell about those. So I want to get past the pipe and the current practices before then, because I need to get into the history of what settlers did to this area and really continue to do to this area, if I'm honest. So that's a whole nother section. So I got to wrap up this whole pipe section, cover the history section, then bounce back to the pipe section. So I don't know how I'm going to do this, connect all these dots, but I'm going to do my best. Let's go. Another missed opportunity. These people back here were walking, and they stopped for me to finish filming this last segment that I just showed you on this channel. So that was an opportunity. I could have stopped and asked them what they think about the area, what kind of day they're having, but excuse me, I'm not wanting to push that today. that is something I want to push on, but not today. This place is special, and I just want to treat it with respect. It's not the place to break out. And in fact, before I came out here, I stopped in town to a place that sells the locally crafted sacred pipes because I wanted to buy one for myself, right? And that would have been a really good place to film. And I had really nice conversation with the lady inside that store. So I'm sure she would have been happy to have that conversation on camera had I asked her. But it was a store with sacred items from a sacred place. So I just wanted to be respectful and not even bring the video into that. I went there with the intention of, at the very least, filming some B-roll of the inside and the outside just to show what it looked like. But once I was there, I was like, this is just a moment just for me. We all have to have a personal moment sometimes, and that was mine. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Before I lose my train of thought, I need to move on and get to clicking with this. So let's go. Whatever I said I'm going to do next. Oh yeah, sacred pipe, sacred pipe. Let's go. I'm forgetting my train of thought already, and I got somebody coming up behind me, so I'm going to let them pass, and then we will get on with it. Okay, so I have told the significance of the sacred pipe, what the parts represent. Yet again, I don't think it came out as fluidly from here as what it was flowing around up here, but I did what I could do, right? And then I transitioned on to when settlers started arriving here. They just didn't have an understanding or an appreciation of the culture. The government then set this area up as a reservation to try to appease that situation. So now I'm going to move on into the encroachments on that reservation, because it's a story. The mayor of the town of Pipestone built his house inside this sacred spot, right inside the quarry where people were getting this stone. And it was caused such an uproar that the government sent in the military to evict the mayor and tear the house down. But then they followed up by building their own stuff inside the spot. So who knows? Anyway, so I'm going to try to tell that part of the story. Give you just a quick look, quick little spin, little spinny spin. In fact, let's try to get myself to the side. There we go. Give a little smile. That may do for a thumbnail. We'll see. All right, check it out. I made it to Winnewissa Falls. I also saw the Oracle, and it slipped my mind. I don't remember if I showed it for this channel or not, but it's definitely over on the Quackers World channel. So I went up and I saw the Oracle. I've come down here to Winnewissa Falls. I've told about the encroachments of the settlers. How the mayor built his home here, and after that got torn down, the government built a school here where they basically abducted all the indigenous children and put them up in this boarding school, and how that case against that went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. So now I had started telling, and I got distracted by the falls. So I started telling how the government finally resolved this situation, and I think I fell flat because I was distracted by the falls. So I've started telling the falls, so I'm going to wrap up telling about these falls, maybe go up to the top, and then I've got to try to remember to come back to when the government made this a national monument, because I did tell a little bit about that, but I don't think I told all of the details that I want to, so I will touch back on that to bring it back around. And then from there, I think the plan is to, again, go back to the artisanal continuity that people still continue their local art today, and to tell people where they can go get an authentically made sacred pipe should they want to have one. So that's about it. We'll see how it goes, but isn't this amazing? Winnewissa Falls, Pipestone National Monument. Come here and check it out. Okay, so I've shown the falls. I went up to the top of the falls. I talked about how our modern agricultural practices have poisoned this sacred water and prevents me from being able to drink the sacred water of Winnewissa Falls, which I desperately want to do, but I don't want to go to the hospital over it. At the top of the falls, there's some historic graffiti from 1838. The members of the Nicollet expedition carved their names into the stone. So I wanted to show that. And then after that, I circled back to what happened when this place became a national monument. And I did forget, I wanted to include what happened to that school, because it's still a school today. It's not the same school, it's a technical school. I'm fighting the mosquitoes though. I will warn you, if you come out here, bring you some DEET, some Skin So Soft, whatever you like to use. But there is an abundance of mosquitoes out here, so I'm fighting those. But I need to remember to circle back and tell what happened to that school. And then I'm going to wrap it up. Whew. Sorry, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. All right, let's go. I got to get out of this area. I'm swarmed. All right, so I wrapped it up. I don't know if I got the flow of the video the way I wanted, but it's a video, and I got all the information out that I wanted to get out. I just don't know if my words flowed as smoothly or if I connected the dots in a good enough order for it to be a good video, but I got the video out and I got to tell what I wanted to tell about this place. So I'm happy with that. And being here has inspired me. I kind of want to make a second video, a bonus video for Saturday. Sometimes I do these bonus videos for Saturday. And while I'm here, I might as well make one, because I'm feeling inspired to tell the story of the time that the Great Spirit worked through me to deliver a blessing to this tribe of Navajo in New Mexico. So I'm going to make another video for Saturday. I hope I can get it edited in time for Saturday anyway. I have a crazy work schedule the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to make a bonus video for Saturday to tell that story. So even though the Quackers World video for Wednesday is done, the backstage continues on. Let's go, bonus video time. Let's go. All right, that video is done too. That one's done too. I didn't do a lot of behind the scenes stuff for that because I was just telling a quick story. It's probably going to be one of my shortest videos on the Quackers World channel, but I wanted to tell that story. It was just Father's Day Sunday, and this story involves my dad, and it involves the Great Spirit using me to deliver a miracle. So I feel like if there was a place to tell that story, Pipestone is definitely the place to tell it. So yeah, I've got that one behind me. That story is done. The only thing I have left to do before I leave this monument, I have two things. One is I'm going to go back around to Winnewissa Falls for the third time in this trip, because I haven't done anything on my Relax Naturally channel for a while. I like to have these background videos to cast over to my TV, and so I want to get some kind of a shot of the falls while I'm here. And then the other thing I have to do is get out my own sacred pipe and pray. Yeah, you got to do some prayer. If I'm going to pray with a sacred pipe, this is the place to do it, right? So, yeah, I've got those two things left to do, and then I'm going to head out of here and drive back to Sioux Falls. So I guess that's it for this week's behind the scenes. I don't even know what I've got in this behind the scenes. I don't know if there's anything eventful or not. I think the biggest challenge, the only two challenges I had this week was tilting myself. Was one that at the very beginning I had to redo the intro because I had the video set on the wrong setting. So that's a lesson learned. And the other one is just like constant plague of mosquitoes. There's a lot of mosquitoes out here. So I've been bitten a few times by mosquitoes, but other than that, I had to stop a lot of times to let other people pass by because I was trying to not get them in my video. And also I'm just more self-conscious if people are around. So I had to stop a lot of times for people. But other than that, this week went smooth. Next week's video, it's going to be one where I push myself, because I told you the two things I have to work on the most are engaging with other people on camera and filming inside places. And I am not going to film inside places next week's video, but I am 100% going to engage with multiple people because it's part of the video. It's the part of the video that's going to make it funny. So next week is going to be another milestone. This week it was rolling into double digits on the streak. Next week it's going to be interactions on camera. So I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see how it goes. Until then, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you. I love you all. Quackers out. Let's go. Pipestone, Minnesota, Pipestone National Monument. And this is no ordinary oh, good Lord. Good Lord, why can't I speak? Why can't I speak? All right, 50th time. Let's go. Let's do this. I thought I'd take a look at blah, blah, blah. Hi, cut. So that's how the poem went. What is it? That was certainly the case with the, let's just retake. So the two scouts, retake. The area did suffer, cut. What did it suffer? Cut. Let's redo it. Go. Forgot what I was going to say. Frick. Forgot what I was saying. Okay. Let's just go. Okay, go. Not only did the flaws, retake. Flaws? What's a flaw? Okay, go. The settlers decided that it would be a good idea to use dynamite. Dynamite? Dynamite? Let's just go back. Let's just go back. Let's just go back. I want to circle back and get back on point with the final. I forgot the year. I need to look at my notes and retake this. I forgot the year. Okay, so that redo. Blah. What was that? What was that? Was that even words? One last time. Let's get it right this time. Go.